Hey guys, sorry it's been so long. I want to say almost like a month since I've filmed, and I know I said that I'll do it every Friday, but since that last video, so much has happened. I'm now 22 weeks pregnant with twin boys. Um, so I'll just jump right into what's happened in the last 3.5 weeks. Um, so let's see. So weeks 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so um, let's see. Weeks 19 and 20, I had a bit of a scare. I had a little bit of bleeding, and well, I of course went to the emergency room, and it was actually on Mother's Day, my first pre-Mother's Day, and I was in the emergency room, and they went, yeah, I went to the emergency room, and I had a full evaluation done. I had the pelvic exam done, and everything was fine. Cervix was still closed. I have a long cervix. It's just from what they told me, and nothing else. But everything looks fine. To just kind of sum it all up, everything was fine. They don't know why it was bleeding. It was nothing bad to where I was having to wear a pad or anything. It was just scary. So I went. I didn't want to chance anything. After that, the next day, that Monday, I had my doctor's appointment, and I let him know what had happened, and he just kind of put me on like a temporary pelvic rest, nothing inside, basically. I won't go into detail, but nothing inside. And that was on the 13th of May. Now, he informed me that I would be going on bed rest around 6-7 months, just because I'm going to get extremely uncomfortable around then, and it's just most likely, preterm labor, which we want to avoid at all costs. We just don't want that at all, and the baby's chances of surviving before 24 weeks are so low that it's rare if they do. So after 24 weeks, they have a better chance of surviving, but of course we want to go as far as we can. 34 to 37 weeks is the goal. So that's what happened at my I was almost 5 months at that doctor's appointment. My next doctor's appointment is on the 10th. I'll be 6 months by then, or a week away from 6 months. So that was weeks 19 and 20. Let's see. Any changes? The only thing I could say changed has been the growth of my belly. It's exciting because I know that they're really growing and everything's okay. So that's the biggest change that I see in myself is my belly growing. I haven't really gained weight anywhere else. Last time I went to the doctors, I was 110. I weighed myself actually today, and I was 115. So I think my weight gain has been okay. I haven't been trying to avoid it. It's impossible with the way my appetite is. I do it all. I just eat. So I can't really do anything about it. What else? So following that, the big scare. My family and I actually went to Vegas for Memorial Day weekend, and we left last Friday, and Saturday evening I was fine. I was fine Friday, no problem. I even went shopping on Thursday for a couple swimsuit pieces and stuff for the beach, to sit by the pool. So I was fine. But Saturday, we got there Friday night. Saturday, after coming back from the pool, my cousin and I were actually just sitting on the bed laughing, and I started coughing, and I thought I had peed on myself. That's just what it felt like. I was like, oh, well, that's embarrassing, but it happens. But I realized it was just too much to for me to have peed on myself, and I checked, and it was blood. It was so much blood. I didn't go into shock, but I was just so, I was like, I don't know, I didn't know what to do. My 10-year-old sister actually had to end up calling the ambulance. She was the smartest one out of all the adults there. We just had no idea what to do. It was so much blood. I never knew. I didn't know what had happened. I couldn't even put my finger on it. I couldn't give them a guess on why it happened. I just knew that it happened, and they need to get me to the hospital. So, the ambulance comes. They rushed me to a hospital called Summerlin in Vegas, and if I could pick that hospital up and take it with me to California, I would, because that's how much I loved it. They were the sweetest, just absolutely, like, amazing. The nurses were so, I mean, you could tell they love what they do, and they made me feel so comfortable. But when I got there, very scary thing to hear that you ruptured and that you might have to deliver one of your babies early. Scariest thing to have to hear. I don't know how they thought I would handle that. When I got there, they asked me to give a pee sample. When I did the pee sample, I passed. This is going to be kind of TMI, but, you know, I'm sharing everything that's going on with me. I passed a blood clot probably this big, like, inside of the sample cup that they gave me, which is, like, probably that big. And I thought I passed the baby. I didn't know what to expect. All I know is I heard a plop, and I got extremely scared. I screamed as soon as it happened, and the nurse rushed in there. And she took it from me. She's like, okay, just go lay down. This was probably like at 12 o'clock at night. I went to go lay on the table. The attending doctor came in, the OB. She did a pelvic exam. We did an ultrasound. The babies were fine. Their fluids were fine. So when she said that I had ruptured, she actually did a cotton swab. And if it turned blue, I guess I'm in amniotic fluid. And so that's why she came up with the idea that I had ruptured. And if I had ruptured, then that wasn't good. And, well, when that happens, then, you know, you can start contracting. But the crazy thing is, both times that I've bled, I've never had any cramps. I've never had any type of contractions, no backaches, no pain, no nothing. Felt the babies move fine, even when I felt the babies kick, even when I was on the table. So, it was just kind of weird that, you know, I would have bleeding with no type of pain, which is good, but still weird. So after we got that news, my family, of course, they were all scared. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have my mom there. It was just my grandma, my aunt, grandpa, and my cousins, and my sister. They stayed at the hotel, of course. My aunt stayed with me. The next morning, what happened? Oh, I seen the specialist. They have a group called High Risk Pregnancy Group, and I had seen one of the doctors. There's about like 7 of them. Sorry, that's not 7. There's about 7 of them, and they traveled to different hospitals. And we didn't know what time they were gonna be into the Summerlin hospital, but he came in the morning, and he did an ultrasound, and then he did an intervaginal ultrasound. Babies were fine. Basically, from that ultrasound, I did not rupture. What we did find out was that I have a placenta previa, a complete one. I'm pretty sure you guys know what this is, but if you don't, it's basically when the placenta is covering your cervix. There's partial previa and then a complete previa. Partial is when the placentas aren't only covering half, and then mine, complete, is covering the whole thing, which what that causes bleeding. It doesn't matter what you do, sitting, laying down completely still, you can bleed. And the bleeding can cause contractions. The bleeding can cause you to go into labor. So to prevent that, they put you on bed rest. Some women, from what I was told, some women bleed up to 3 times during their pregnancy, the way I did with the placenta previa. And so, what else? So after that, we got that news. It was shocking because I had no idea that I had that, because my OB never told me in California. which really upset me because I had no idea, or else I would never have been traveling. But that's the condition that I have, I guess, in my pregnancy. You know, everything was going fine until that. But yeah, I have a placenta previa that it's not even just with twins, it's with all types of pregnancies, singletons, triplets, twins, it doesn't matter. There's a 30 to 40% chance that it can move as the babies get bigger. So we're hoping that it moves, even if it's a partial. But I can't deliver vaginally with it because I'll bleed out. So C-section is the best way to go. But I think I was going to have a C-section regardless, just because I'm having twins. And it's the safest thing for me and the baby. So that's what I want to do anyways. What else? I had to stay in Vegas for a week. They want to see 5 to 7 days of no bleeding. Before they send you home to have you stable. I was literally in a hospital bed for that amount of days, and I could not do anything. I couldn't even go to the bathroom by myself. They didn't want me to spot. They didn't want me to have any type of bleeding before they sent me home. Finally got sent home on this Friday. This Friday. I just recently got back. So my Memorial Day was spent in Vegas in the hospital. Everyone was like, are you going to switch doctors? What are you going to do? Seeing that I am now 22 weeks and twins can come early from this point out, I don't think it'd be wise to switch doctors. So I'm not going to. We just need to have a better open line of communication from here on out. I actually see him on the 10th, like I said, and then I have an ultrasound on the 5th, which is Wednesday. So I'm actually going to call tomorrow and try and see if I can get in earlier than the 10th, because I just want to, let him know what was going on with me, and we're, moving forward, what steps are we going to take so this doesn't happen again. Because all the doctors in Vegas were very surprised that I was even traveling with the placenta previa, and it's not something that you get, in the middle of your pregnancy. It's just where the placenta attaches, of conception. It's just where the placenta attaches. So I just didn't know. But yeah, that has been my crazy month, which is why I haven't not filmed, which I apologize, and I felt bad because I was like, I don't know, it's not like I was waiting for more stuff to happen. I don't know, it was one thing after another, and I was just like, okay, it's just not a good time, and I feel great now, and I just feel like this is a good time to film, so that's why I'm filming. But I'm going to show you guys my belly, and then after that, I will see you guys on my